Hello everyone, I'm going to play with gourds today. I haven't played with gourds for quite some time, but I'll explain all about them, and we're going to make something really cute for a special lady. Stay with me, I'll be right back. Hello everyone, this is Billie. Welcome to Billie Holman Creations. Now let me tell you a little bit about a gourd. For those of you who don't know, a gourd is actually a vegetable. It's like a squash. It comes in various or different sorts of sizes and shapes. They happen to be great for wood burning and painting. I carve in them. These are egg gourds. Reason being, they're like an egg. Hi, Annie. Here she is. Anyway, when you get a mold, get a gourd, a mold, I got molds on the mind. When you get a gourd, you usually let them dry over winter. Don't, please, you're knocking things. Let them dry over winter, and they get moldy. Let me get her down. Go on. They get moldy, and then they get black. They get pretty ugly looking, and some people say, oh, my gourd's molded, so I threw them out. Well, actually, they're hardening, and some can get very, very thick, like over a quarter of an inch thick. And they're great for birdhouses and all sorts of things. I used to work with gourds a lot, but this is going to be a gift to a lady who, knowing I live in Idaho, we have a lot of dairies here, and she likes cows. So I happened to say, gosh, I'll send you some cow eggs. These are them. So let me show you what we're going to do. First of all, you need to clean these off. And a lot of times you can put them in water, but they float. I like to just wrap them in a wet paper towel for a little while to get this mold and mildew off of here. And then normally I dip them in bleach water. Now some of this will come right off. And you get a really nice wood texture. Once that's stained or painted, it's really, really gorgeous. It looks like wood. But since I have this one right here, and I just want to get some of this crusty part off, I just scrape. I just take a knife, X-Acto knife, anything you can use to scrape. And we're just going to scrape all of this mold off. Now the eggs are pretty thin, so you don't want to soak those very long, or else they'll just turn into mush. But this one hasn't been soaking for a while. But once I can scrape all of this fungus off, we can decorate. Now, if this was dry, I would suggest you wear a mask. But since it's wet, we're not going to be inhaling these fumes because they can get pretty stinky. So I wear a hospital mask when I work with gourds. Plus I have a ventilator set up in my shop. So instead of carrying on, you get the, I think you get it. Just keep scraping until all that comes right off of there. You see? Nasty. But we put them in bleach or bleach water to kill that mold, because we don't want it coming through on our project. So this one still needs to be cleaned. I'm going to put it aside. We've seen one that's not cleaned. I'm going to put it aside. Now I did clean 4 of these. I only wanted 3, but I cracked one. Or where is it? One I let set too long in the water or with a wet towel, and it cracked. See how thin that is? We really can't work with something this thin, but inside you can get yourself some seeds. Unless this one doesn't have any. Look at all that. That is mold. That is the fluids coming out of the skin of the gourd. But possibly there might be eggs in here. I don't think this one does have any, to be honest. Well, there's a few. Okay, we do have seeds. There's our little gourd seeds. So I can save those and plant them next spring. So if you have any questions about gourds, let me know, because I still would like to work on some more. We can make some beautiful birdhouses in the spring. I can show you how that's done. But for the time being, all I'm going to do is take these three. Let me put a paper towel down here. I'm going to take these three, and I'm going to get some gesso, and we're going to paint these completely covered with gesso because they're porous. So we want whatever we put on top to stay on top and not seep through. So let me get a little bit of gesso in a container here. I had one earlier. And when you use gesso, I suggest you get going. Whoa, not on the towel. I suggest you wear gloves because gesso is very hard to get off of the hands. So if I can just put one glove on, I'll be happy. And I do have a favorite brush. And Billy, where did you put it? Of course you put it back, didn't you? Well, we'll just take this one. Well, let me see. Where is my favorite? Darn it. This one will work for me because I don't see it over here in my little pile. And I do have some water set aside. Well, let me get this off of here first, since I was going to try not to be messy. And you try not to be messy, that's when you're messy. Put another paper towel on here so I don't stick my hand in that. Okay, I'm just going to paint. I'm just going to do solid coat. Try to not get it too streaky. Doesn't take much. And it would help if I put on my glasses. Yes, Billy, put on your glasses. There we go. Am I too close or too far away? I think I'm close enough. I'm probably in your face close. Gesso dries really quickly, and you can find it anywhere in any paint shop. And it is acrylic, and you can wash your brushes with soap and water. But I wouldn't let it set in your brush overnight. So we're just going to keep going round and around. Get all covered. Let that soak in good and dry. So I'll do these three, and when they're dry, I will come back. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back with the little gourd eggs. I went ahead and painted the fourth one. Well, I went ahead and painted the fourth one with gesso. Now they've all been gessoed and they've sat to dry. So right now, easy peasy, I'm just taking my glossy enamel white paint and my brush, and I buried my paint under here somewhere. Oops, here it is. Jeez. I'm just going to paint them white. I'm going to do half at a time, stick the other half in the cup and let them dry, and then I'll do, whoops, that's the plant. Billy, okay, grab that. I don't know how many times I've bent over today. Hey. So, these are very simple. You know, I'm going to paint them white. And then I'm going to put some, just some black on there, like a cow pattern. Gave that away. But what I think I want to do, I don't know how to present these, so I've got a bunch of raffia in a bag. I think I'm going to go get that. Grab a crochet hook, and I'm going to play around and see if I can't make a a nest, some kind of a nest out of raffia and crochet. So I'll come back to those, flip them, paint them again. We'll get to the black, but I'm going to see if I can't figure out how to put these in a nest. Okay? Sounds silly. I'll be back shortly. Bye. Hey there. I'm back with the eggs. And guess what? I did figure out a nest with the raffia, but I had well, I was visiting with people as I was making it, so I didn't record it, but let me show you what I did. I actually had 2 bags of raffia. This is 2 bags of raffia, just shopping bags. And I separated the pieces, and as they were long, I matched them up and started with just a crocheted round using about 6 strands. And I just went around and around, and then I just brought it straight up a couple of rows. And there you have it. That's my little nest. I think it's pretty darn cool, really. I think it's great. Anyway, okay, so the eggs were white. Now I have already started painting these eggs because they're hard to paint all at once. So I've just been doing sections at a time and 2 coats. So I'm going to need the nest because I'm going to need to prop this up. Have something to prop it up with. So it's a fairly wide brush. I've just tried to do I put a lot on there. Oh, my brush is falling apart. Look at that. The bristles are coming out. Wow, what do you know? Okay, I better just fix that in a second. I was just making different shapes. Just different shapes, trying to make sure the back ends, or when I brought it together, the shape together, the paint would match. So I did go in and get a little paintbrush and just let that sit and do a second coat. What is going on with this? I'll just set it in the nest right side up, but let's check this out. Look at the water I have in painting. It's obvious. I don't know why. I bet they're gonna fall right out. Look at this. If I get the Q-tip or the, yeah, it's about a goner. They're really loose. Darn it all. Darn it all. Well, let me put this aside. Yes, all the bristles are falling right out. Bummer. I think that's what happens when you leave them in water too long. I'm stripping it. Stripping it. Get them out of there. Because sometimes I have found just having this stick to an old paintbrush comes in handy. So I don't want black on my fingers, but I've been using this brush too. And maybe there's one over here that will suffice. This one looks pretty good for doing the bigger spots. And if I make a smudge, whoops, that's not paint, is it? Duh. If I've been trying not to get black other than on the spot, but if so, we'll just cover it. Too much water in this brush now. I'm trying to make oh my goodness, you can make bean shapes, ovals, almost squares with round edges. These are I guess I would say these are my version of the original Idaho dairy cow eggs. Idaho dairy cow eggs. I want to say they are. And I can fix that up, get that off. I have a scrape that off a little bit. So I'm going to do 2 coats again. And I have these. Now, I still need to do a spot in some of these, but let's show you what we end up with here. I have to do some more there. And a few more there. And if I prop this up, there. I have some original Idaho, made in Idaho, dairy cow eggs. And these are a gift for someone. So I'll take some stills, finish them off, and Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. It's something different. If you want me to do anything else with gourds, I can gladly try. I have plenty to work on. Or maybe one day I'll just get a wild hair and say, oh, we're going to do this gourd today. Like I did, hey, we're going to make these gourds today. Anyway, take good care, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Big hugs. Bye.